I'm Susan Ashbrook, and you're watching another episode of Equine VIP. We've got a great surprise for you. We're going to be meeting the creator of On Target Training, Shawna Karrasch. You're not going to want to miss this episode. Let's go find Shawna. So Shawna, you have a very interesting beginning. Your beginning of target training happened at SeaWorld, right?
Yes.
How killer whales to horses, what kind of transition is that?
We have some really amazing tools that are proven principles that we used at SeaWorld that horse people weren't tapping into.
So SeaWorld was the foundation.
Yes.
And you took that foundation and created On Target Training.
Yes.
What kind of tools do you need to do? Is this something anyone can do?
So I use a clicker or a whistle or something that is a signal that tells them, yes, what you've just done is correct. So that's where I start. You need to condition that, whatever it is. Good. Excellent. So right there, at the click tells him at the moment that he crossed the jump that he did a good job. It's a way for me to bookmark that moment in time, go, that's what I'm reinforcing you for. And then I also use a target. And the target is just a way that I can help set them up for success. You know, a horse that, as you're first teaching them to free jump, you know, when they're barreling at you over a jump, you don't want them riding right at you when you don't know if they're going to stop. Right. So, you know, you hold the target out and say, go to the target.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a little bit, and also it's something that they can see from far away and think, I know what to do with that thing. So as you call them over and they're not sure what to do and they think, oh, I know to touch that target, what's the most direct route?
That makes sense.
Or trailer loading, or lowering your heads for shots, or clipping, or, you know, it's a lot of uses there. But if nothing else, it helps them to have, it's the first tool towards teaching them to learn how to work for their reinforcement. Right. So it starts building a good work ethic, frankly, the target, so it serves that purpose, even if I'm not going to use it down the road.
Yeah. Now, you've worked with Olympic riders, Easy Madden. And, okay, is that the only clients that you work with, those high-end, or is there room for some of us?
There is, totally. And I think that's the best thing about it. It's great for everyone. And that's what I love about it. It's safe, it's easy to use, and I love that I get letters from people that going, it's the best thing ever, I tried everything, and that your backyard enthusiast can go to it and get it done, but it's also for, you know, flying lead changes, water jump, you know, whatever the high end is. So it's everything in between. Right. So it's awesome, and it's safe and easy. Even little children have used it.
While we were setting up our camera, you mentioned that you are working on a new DVD, and I loved the subject matter. It's about spooky horses.
Yes.
And tell us about that video and where people can buy it, and anything you want to share. We all have a spooky horse.
We do, and that's where, as I'm getting back into it, because I wrote the book and video 10 years ago, and now it's time for really specific things. And so as I was kind of researching, trying to figure out, as I was getting questions in, where are the biggest problems or the biggest obstacles, we'll say, for people, and it seems like spookiness. So I have not just teaching you how to deal with spookiness, but how to teach your horse to deal with spookiness, and that's a big difference, because you're teaching your horse to recondition how he reacts to startling stimulus. So I've tried to do everything from tactile things to auditory things to visual things. So we have like the gate down there, opening and closing. We have you know, just all kinds of things. So I have different exercises that people can do that help condition their horse. And it's been proven that when they when they get habituated or desensitized to certain objects, their response has been shown, like their heart rate and their pulse, you know, all of that, when they introduce to new things, it's much lower. So they actually learn how to deal with it themselves. So it gives us tools.
Once you put the foundation on them, when you introduce them to something new that they should be spooked about, they're not so spooked?
Yes. So they see something startling as opposed to going, I'm out of here. You know, they start, and I have stories of people who, you know, have been injured over and over and over, and they did the exercises in their barn, and the next spring they went out on the trail armed with their clicker and their fanny pack, you know, and it was all different, you know, where they would have ended up with broken bones. They just had a horse who just splayed as opposed to. So it's, I'm really excited about it, and it was a really intense project for just getting back in and started, and I plan to just do videos every 6 weeks, you know, keep new subjects. So you can get them through the website.
And the website is?
You can go to shawnakarrasch.com, or you could go to askshawna.com. You know, so there's On Target Training. Yeah, it all kind of takes you to the same place. But I think Ask Shawna is probably the easiest to remember. So we'll go with that.
Good. All right. Thanks so much, Shawna. I really
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
you taking the time.
And my pleasure.